Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning viewers. Me Mutia Mutmainatul Aliyah. I will bring a news about inflation. Today Indonesia is percentage are increase. As inflation rises, every dollar you own by a smaller percentage of a good or service. The value of a dollar doesn't stay constant when there is inflation.
What is inflation? Inflation is defined as a sustained increase in the general level of price for goods and services. It is measured an annual percent increase. As inflation rises, every dollar you own by a smaller percentage of a good or service. The value of a dollar is observed in terms of purchasing power, which is the real, tangible goods the money and buy. When inflation goes up, there is a decline in the purchasing power of money. For example, if the inflation rate is 2% annually, then theoretically a $1 pack of gum will cost $1 in a year. After inflation, your dollar can buy the same goods in coal beforehand. Demand pull inflation. This theory can be summarized as too much money chasing too few goods. In other words, if demand is growing faster than supply, prices will increase. This usually occurs in growing economies. Cost push inflation. When companies' costs go up, they need to increase price to maintain their profit margin. Increased costs can include things such as wages, tax, or increased cost of import. Cause of inflation. Almost everyone thinks inflation is evil, but it isn't necessarily so. Inflation affects different people in different ways. It also depends on whether inflation is anticipated or unanticipated. If the inflation rate corresponds to what the majority of people are expecting, anticipated inflation, then we can compensate and the cost isn't high. For example, banks can vary their interest rates and work and can negotiate contracts that include automatic wage hike as the price level goes up. Problem arises when there is anticipated inflation. First, creditor lose and debtor gain if the lender doesn't anticipate the inflation correctly. Second, uncertainty about what will happen next makes corporation and consumer less likely to spend. Third, people living off a fixed income, such as retirees, see a decline in their purchasing power and consequently their standard of living. Fourth, the entire economy must absorb rising costs as price list, label, menu, and more have to be updated. 5. If the inflation rate is greater than that of other countries, domestic products become less competitive. Finally, inflation is a sign that an economy is growing. In some situations, little inflation or even deflation can be just as bad as high inflation. The lack of inflation may be an indication that the economy is weakening. As you can see, it's not so easy to label inflation as either good or bad. It depends on the overall economy as well as your personal situation.
I'm Mutia Mutmainatul Aliyah for the TV4 Thanks for watching. Have a great day and see you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.